Welcome everyone to Aini Living Conversations. This is the 205th conversation, I believe, and we're having a little break on our general delivering of very powerful curriculum, content, information about very different subjects that are very good for liberation. But today we're going to talk about travel, what made this pause that Blue Heron Woman had down to Peru. She had gone to visit Peru, went to Machu Picchu, she went to Lake Titicaca and did a whole bunch of things. And we're just going to openly share a little bit of that and just chat as we normally do before we start the show, and as we do when we message each other. We're having constant conversations. So welcome everyone to this conversation and to this open sharing, and please let us know or ask any questions, or if you have any questions, please put those in the comments. And here we are. So you got a little bit of altitude sickness when you went there?
Yeah, well, it's like I was telling you in my voice message once that I talked with a young British guy who is like, I don't know what the big thing about altitude sickness is here. Why? It's because we have Alps in Europe that are higher than the Andes, and we go skiing there all the time and don't deal with it. Or don't notice the altitude, and I firmly believe it's because of the Andean religion that they're such powerful Pachamama worshippers and Apu and the Apus and that it's just a very potent. It's not necessarily the altitude. It's just a potent region.
Right. Right. And you did, I mean, the highest you were at was Lake Titicaca, which is 3,840 meters. Which is, I mean, it's not the highest place.
No,
there's higher places. And Cusco is lower than that. I mean, you can still get some effects of Soroxchi in Cusco. It's 3,000 some meters, not 800, a lot less. And so it's not even as high. And Machu Picchu is even lower. So
yeah,
not really that high. Yeah, you would, if you want real altitude sickness, you would need to, in that area, you would need to travel to Bolivia, because if you travel to La Paz, the city of La Paz, the airport's at 4,080 meters.
Oh, wow. In La Paz.
Right. And then you're going to go through a mountain pass. And then also altitude sickness is not how high you go, it's how fast of a change you make, how big and fast of a change you make. So sometimes, for example, taking a flight, I used to take flights, not that many, most of the times I would take a bus, but I got to take a flight a couple of times from the Amazon in Bolivia to La Paz, and that would be a 500 meter to 4,100 meter change in less than 1 hour.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's like flying from Lima to Cusco.
So Lima to Cusco is already something, because Lima's at sea level.
Right.
And so that's like a 1 hour, 3,000 meter
shift
change, which is, you know, calculations and that type of shift, it's the same as if you were to go on a small building elevator, not a big building, because big buildings have faster elevators because they got to go way higher. But if you're like in a small building that has just a regular elevator, and you were to go in the elevator and push up, all the time your flight lasted, it's the same amount of going up that if you were to go in one of those elevators, push up and be on the elevator for like an hour.
Yeah.
That's how fast you change altitude. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. It was, and I mean, walking around Cusco. As long as I just strolled, it was okay. It was when we started visiting the sights, and you're walking uphill, and you're right.
Yeah.
You're climbing stairs, and that's when it's like, and that's when the coca candies really help. It's amazing how it just tones that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It scares all evils away.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but we going to Machu Picchu, we were at 4,330 meters above sea level, and getting out of the bus there, it was like, woo, I'm kind of
Yeah,
spinning.
yeah. That was the highest you were at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then coming back from Puno, we came back a different way, and we were a little lower, or maybe like 100 feet higher than that, right around the same. But it was a different. It didn't seem as high for at the elevation. I don't know why it was just so much so weird. But Lake Titicaca was just amazing. The little town of Uros, of floating man-made islands, are just absolutely incredible. And I spent a night there, and for tourists, they have like wood huts built, with windows and stuff. But and that night while I was there, it stormed. We had like an Oklahoma type storm. It's rain and then hail and a crap ton of lightning. I was laying in the bed watching the lightning all around Puno. And it made me wonder about the villagers that are living in their reed huts, how they dealt with the weather that night, because it was cold. It was very cold.
They're very tough though.
Yeah, they've been doing.
Yeah, I used to my friend would tell me, you know what privileged is? We think that Occidental man is privileged, that he's also good looking, and these guys, you know what physical privilege is? Not being good looking, is having the resistance, the strength these guys have.
Yeah.
The Andeans, the highland Andeans, and as an example, he told me about this one time when there was a shooting in some town, very rare thing. And so the news come to the town. It's like, hey sir, were you here? We heard about a shooting just happening. And there was this guy sitting down with a poncho on the street, and he like opens up his poncho, and he has some bullet shots, and he's like, yeah, I got shot. I'm just waiting here for the ambulance to come pick me up. It's like no one could believe he would be just sitting there calm with bullet holes. That's the kind of resistance the Andeans have. So it's just something that it's out of this world. I mean, I had a girlfriend that she was a neurologist in La Paz, and there's this institute in La Paz hospital, this like branch of the the health system in Bolivia. It has the Institute of Research of High Altitude, something like that. So they research how high altitude modifies the physical composition of people. And she would tell me a lot of things about blood pressure, about adaptations, about even the shape of the hip, and the whole skeletal system, which is adapted to climbing, to not living on a flat land, but living on a constant going up or coming down situation. Right. Just so many things. It's amazing how we humans can just adapt and be so different according to the places we live. So that's something that, I mean, we can get stronger in our lifetime, but we can never be as strong as they are, because they've had quite a few lifetimes to get. Yeah. I think they were okay. In in fact, Lake Titicaca is known to be a mild climate amongst the Altiplano, which is, you can have a lot harsher places.
Yeah, I can see that.
Has a little warmer microclimate. I remember myself coming back from this place where you have to cross the highland, the mountains, and then go into the high altiplano, and then you got and I was like freezing because I was on a truck outside. I was wearing everything I had. Everything was frozen, and then when we got to Lake Titicaca, it felt warm in comparison.
Yeah, yeah.
But then those storms, weren't they amazing? It's like, did you get to see a lot of light shows?
Yeah, the lightning that night was just crazy. Because Uros is right there out. You can see the lights of Puno from Uros, and it was just lightning all around, like we were in this bowl of lightning flashing all around us, and and windy. So I said it was almost an Oklahoma type storm. And then it hailed. And in the morning when he took me in his motorboat back to the shore, there was hail in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah.
So, and it blows my mind that Lake Titicaca is as high as it is and they don't get snow. Same with Cusco, no snow.
It's not like a regular thing. And out of the whole Altiplano, since Lake Titicaca is a little bit warmer, has its little microclimate, it's less often, but they do get snowfall from time to time.
Right, but not, I mean, not like Colorado.
No, it's not.
At that elevation in Colorado, there's snow 9 months of the year.
Yeah. Well, it's right in the tropics. That's the other thing. I mean, that kind of regulates stuff because this really high altitude places, both the central Andes and the Himalayas, happen to be right in the tropics. So you got to get really fucking high to get like permanent snow.
Yeah, and that was the other crazy part, was when we went to Machu Picchu and we're at 4,330 meters, right in the clouds. Oh, and the drivers are just nuts. I mean, just nuts. We're and the roads are curvy and winding.
They're devils. But then you're safer with them. You gotta be, because they drive so much, and then the roads. I mean, there's some bad roads over there, and
well, they know the roads, so
yeah.
So, but we're descending then towards Machu Picchu, and it was so weird. Now that I know that whole jungle is called cloud forest, every corner we came around, there was a stream coming off the mountain, crossing the road, and I would bet all those streams are cloud fed.
Oh yeah. That's the Yungas, the cloud forests.
That's the best water. It was like, man, we need to stop and get some of this in bottles to drink. Cloud water.
Tropical Andes. Oh yeah, that's cloud water. Then another thing interesting is that you can even get sick from the food, because we are not used to such a nutrient intense food.
Oh, it was so the food was good. I really liked the chicha morada. That was good. But so coming down from 4,330 meters down to Machu Picchu, it was just really interesting to watch the jungle change from high altitude to tropical. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And we get down to to turn to Santa Teresa Hydroelectrica, and there's bananas growing, and it's 80 degrees. It's like, what the hell?
That's so wild, huh? It's drastic and intense. There's no middle ground. It's like and that reflects a lot on the Andean cosmology. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's you don't get altitude sick when you go there. You just get sick from the energy that you're not used to, the influx, because it's a really potent area.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really potent.
Did you get to go to the Aramuro Gates? You told me that you were going to go there.
No, I didn't get to go.
Oh man, that's a really interesting place.
That would have been lovely to go to, but
I haven't been. One of the places I would want to go.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I've been researching about that place recently. I'm doing this. My reading is centered on that right now, and
okay.
Not that gate, but in general, places around the lake. And
I don't know if Fresia forgot to mention that to Henry or what.
Okay.
Right, but it's all. I'm going back to Peru. I know that. I'm not done with Peru.
Oh yeah, you never are. I haven't even got started with Peru. I'm not done with Bolivia, and I haven't even gotten started with Peru.
Yeah. But the road to the salt mines was crazy too. I was like, no, I'm not looking down. I've got a little bit of a fear of heights, and just sitting on that side of the bus over the steep sheer drop off, I'm like, I'm not looking. And we weren't in a bus, we were in a van, and so, but I was thankful we weren't in a bus.
You brave up for that a few times, but you never really. I don't know. I never got used to that, and I've seen people just. I'd rather save up for the flight than having to take that road. Because in Bolivia, it's like the only way to get down to so many places in the lowlands is through roads like that, 20-hour long.
Yeah.
And not even they act like they're used to it, but you never really get totally used to those drop-offs. It's just really, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and
even if you're not afraid of heights, it'll still put your nerves.
Yeah.
Maybe get nervous. Yeah.
Well, and then Morai was pretty powerful too. It was, I'd seen the picture, but to be there in person was just like, wow. Wow, that's incredible.
All that region around Cusco is just amazing. I would like to live there for a year at least. That's what
it would be cool.
What I would take to know that place, like a year.
Yeah.
Because I would rent myself a nice place in Cusco and then just take my time to go to all those little places that are, because so many really, really relevant ancient places are found around Cusco, and many of the megalithic ones of these, and we're really drawn into this. And I've been doing this research about the pre-diluvian civilizations, and maybe we'll get to incorporate something like that somehow. Because the thing about it is that it's kind of an excuse to draw attention on people, because people are really interested about that. That catches their attention, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how did they build that? Structures. Oh, evidence that there was a civilization. Oh, history's wrong. Oh, they're trying to keep us with a story about human history that is not true.
Yeah.
So many things are opened in that Pandora box of, which is just hugely evident. I mean, I bet the world dominators wish. I mean, they probably have tried and they did that in Iraq or whatever, try to erase those kinds of evidences because it's just there. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just lying there. You can go touch it. Evidence, something that was built before the last ice age,
Yeah.
or around that time.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was telling you. What is now part of the training program. What will be part of the training program is that people, our students, our warrior trainees, are going to get the opportunity to go. We'll be making the trips down there to set up with the traditional Andean communities, so that our trainees can go down there and learn the ancient wisdom and bring it back, instead of being missionaries to go convert them. They're going to go be converted to the old ways. It's a reverse missionary thing.
I really like that. Yeah.
So, and it won't be just, we'll start with Peru. We'll everywhere. I mean, like I told you too, to cross the border in Arizona and go into the Sonoran Desert and learn from the builders how they build their houses so that they stay cool in the summer in the desert without air conditioning. We need that knowledge. That can't be lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to get it is to make friends with them and put our students, our warrior trainees, to live there and learn.
Yeah, and let's tell watchers that it's not only about, and not because you said it, but just because they might think that they might be trapped in this thing where all the importance of rescuing this knowledge, of finding out. No, we need to understand that there are more advanced ways of living, and these technologies and this wisdom and knowledge has been here forever. And it's not about gardening. It's because it's a better way to live. That's what Aloha Down Living really also stands for. Is let's shift to that ancient better. It's like the ancient better technologies.
Yeah.
Instead of these machinist, unsustainable, totally illogical ways that we have right now for producing and for living, and which are, they poison us, they poison others, it destroys us. It's just completely nonsense. We think we're advanced, but so all that story can be woven around this attraction to the prehistoric lost civilizations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then what makes it so powerful is Puma Freddy said that Lake Titicaca is where they diving the bed of Lake Titicaca, is they found the entrance to Lemuria under the water. So that's an incredibly powerful region.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lake Titicaca is you can spend all your lifetime and not get to see all the things that are around there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is my research. I stumbled into, the Bolivian on the minor lake, which is, well, they're both kind of in between both countries, but this happens to be right on the Bolivian side, a little bit on the very close to the Peruvian side. And because there's a sunken archaeological site underneath the water, They've been doing recently tours, like diving tours where you can see it.
Oh
And the
wow.
Bolivian government has this project. I don't want to even have an opinion on that, but I just found out about it, which is crazy. This huge, which is really crazy, the fact that they want to do that instead of cleaning the lake, which would be a higher priority, I would find, like fixing all the pollution problems, which there's a lot of in the lake. Because like all the city of El Alto, all the city of Puno, they all drain their shit into the lake.
Into the lake.
Yeah. And the Bay of Puno and the Bay of one of the bays in Minor Lake, they're just really polluted.
Oh
And
wow.
then luckily the lake kind of is able to process that pollution so that the other part of the lake in the middle stays clean. But the bays, these two bays especially, are very, and you can see it from the satellite. They have really a lot of pollution problems, algae overgrowth, fish mortality, oxygen depletion from the biological part, and then there's of course other worse microplastic, toxin, mining, cyanide or mercury pollution. And after me, it's like, dude, you're trying to bring more tourism and build more infrastructure for tourism, and you're not fixing that first.
Yeah.
But they want, so this infrastructure I found out they want to do is this huge museum that's they want to build on top of the sunken archaeological site. So it's like this building that's on the lake, like on the water. I don't think it's floating. I think it's like fixed to the bottom somehow. And then it kind of goes into the water of the building, and they will have these like windows where you can see it from inside the building. I didn't even know that. Just recently found out that that's how advanced they've gone into promoting this. What, a few years ago, nobody even knew there was a sunken city underneath Lake Titicaca. That's how mysterious that place is.
Yeah, that's crazy, and that's No, and one of Fresia's friends, who Patricia, she lives in Australia, but she was visiting Lima while I was there, and she was saying she comes home to Lima every year, and she said she always thought it was beautiful until this year. She said it's like this year Peru's not being kept up anymore. She's like, it's looking all
abandoned.
Yeah, and
that's every single country. I don't know how the U.S. is, but here in Mexico, you can't drive here anymore in this city because the roads are they look like broken crackers. And
well, and it's not just that; there's trash everywhere, and it's like nobody cares. It's
it's just on the world is trashed. Yeah, except first world countries, somehow they don't get there, but every other place is just. And I think the worst part of it is in Asia, places like Thailand and
right, probably. But all I can speak though for now is for Peru, up there on the Altiplano. It's like trash everywhere. The cities are just fucking ugly because there's trash everywhere.
Yeah, and on the road and everywhere, and that's the biggest. I really like this guy. He's from Ecuador. He has this Munai Suyu project, the land of love, and what he does is like, to him, like, it's like, fuck you guys are, because this guy's an Andean. He's a native guy. He's like, you guys are doing all these rituals and trashing at the same time. It's like, so what he does is he has this like ritual of going to clean places. So that's his way of actually doing ritual, and that's the only. We're gonna get to that point, at least in this part of the world, where that's the first thing you got to do if you want to go worship Mother Earth. Well, first clean it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's what he does. They take these bags and the sticks, or I don't know, and they clean the place. That's the ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we got to do. For sure, because that just tore. I mean, and all over Lake Titicaca, floating in the reeds and everything. There's trash, plastic bottles, trash. It's like, why? What? Why do we humans care so little about how we're besmirching Pachamama?
Yeah. There's so many incongruences, and the pandemic, or whatever you want to call that shit, that really, if there was any shift towards, I mean, if that wouldn't have happened, I'm pretty sure they would have kind of gotten there. But that situation, that operation really just crushed everyone's just cognitive ability somehow.
I think it did.
It kind of put everybody in some kind of virtual kind of world, and all the wise men fell for it, and many of them, and even if they didn't, you visit them right now, and I mean, I had my experience going to the Kayawayas and see how they used to not allow mountain climbers to climb their mountain because it's sacred, and now they are the most interested ones in mining the fuck out of that mountain. It's just, what? How did that happen?
Money. It's I mean, it's like the town, the floating village of Udos. The government couldn't. The people were like, no, your city life is too complicated. We're staying out here. So then the government of Peru decided they needed to make sure that the little village, floating village of Udos had an economy. Why the fuck do they need an economy?
Yeah, because the place is so trash, they probably can't live off the lake anymore.
So.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
The Karachi fish, the one they still fish, they're only like this big now. They used to be good sized.
Really?
I didn't even know that. I had to be told by somebody that lived in Bolivia 20 years ago or 40 years ago that, oh no, Karachi, it's not, because I thought that's as big as they would get, because that's as big as you can find them in the markets and in the fisheries. And no, it's just that it's being overfished, and they're polluting the lake. It's like how do you get to that point where you shit on your own plate? I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I know.
That's what they're, and of course, that brings you into the situation of, I don't know. It's like we've fallen into such a bad depression that nobody really cares anymore. So they just go, oh, let's go mine. Let's just go the money way, because we've lost the balance. It's been lost.
Yeah. I mean, it's I have a friend here that his wife died this spring, but that's kind of the state of apathy. His reaction is, well, they're telling us the oceans are going to be fished out by yada yada date. So, oh well, there ain't shit we can do. Oh well.
And that's a belief.
Yeah.
That's a belief that it's not a reality. I mean, it's close to a reality, and we need to sometimes kind of mention it as a reality. But at the same time, there's a strong component in any reality, in epistemology. Everything's half knowledge, half belief. And
well, yeah.
I mean, believe something that is better than that, because if you just believe we're hopeless, that's being hopeless.
Yeah. Well, and that's just what I tried to get through. What I have tried to get through to him is like, well, that's not truth. That's not truth. You have to understand that they've taken the ocean and divided it into units, right? And they figure that there's so many fish in each unit, and but that's all computer based. There's nothing that's actually real. There's not. It's the same thing with hunting licenses. There's nothing real. There's no one actually going out there to see what animals are actually there.
And if you did that, you still wouldn't know. It's like impossible to know. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to tag every single one of it, right? That's why when Catherine Austin Fitts starts talking about the digital concentration camps and how they're building this grid of, and you know, and it's like, well, you're just so foolish. It's not even funny. Okay, because for one thing, to build this grid you're talking about, they would need to, it would take them 3 to 5 years probably just to get all the trees around here. Mm-hmm. Right? And then what happens when one blows down? To get them all chipped. That's what, to put a computer chip in every single tree so that they have everything cataloged. That's just impossible. Do you not understand that that's impossible?
Yeah, we're forced to live in this very imaginary reality.
And if
it's made real by media, it's made real by the institutions, which are just surviving to something that it's unsurvivable. It's crumbling down, and everything's there's no economic growth. It's not happening. There's only shrinkage. We're only stupidly destroying the little we have.
Well, and the whole derivatives. I watched a video on YouTube today about the derivative bubble that's about to burst. That's like some $230 quadrillion of a derivative bubble. That's just all just fucking pie in the sky, literally. It's just nonsense, the derivatives. But that's I mean, that bubble is bursting.
But then it's interesting that it I don't know. I suspect that because we've studied it, where everything's in agreement. So as long as people believe in the bubble, it might stay up there.
It might. Yeah.
Just a belief. It's just like it's also an agreement, right? That everybody, like the money itself, everybody agrees it has value because everybody agrees it has value.
Yeah,
the day that everybody agrees it doesn't, it will become what it is, nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but those, I mean, the bubbles have to burst. They're just so, like, that derivative bubble is so massive and it's built on nothing that it has to burst.
Yeah. Well, so what else? What good thing can you rescue from your travels?
Oh, well, it's a powerful place to go. I'm totally changed. I know I am, and it is now part of Edelweiss. Everyone that becomes a trainee of Edelweiss will get the chance to go live and learn and study with them. And then, like I said, not just Peru, it'll be Bolivia, it'll be Guatemala, it'll be wherever we find traditional people living.
And that's so necessary. There's that marriage of us, the Adelvillians, and the native peoples because they got a lot to teach us, but we also have, these other things, this, just the inspiration of, hey, the world is going to change, because the natives are kind of stuck in that where they're like, so we're just worried about our rights and our lands, etc., being respected. And you guys can live outside of that and do whatever the fuck you want. If you respect us, we don't care.
Right.
What they don't understand is that we're all entangled.
Yeah, we're all interconnected.
We better care about, I know it's not easy to care about, and yes, if you live in a rural community and an indigenous place, and then you go to a city and you talk to just a regular citizen, mestizo people, it's like there's just very different levels of sensitivity and just,
yeah, I bet.
It's a big shock. It's like the people are so consumerist everywhere, it's like just so insensitive to anything else, and I think that's the way to go. And so they're like, they don't even think, they don't want to help them. It's like, why would we help those? But they got to understand that we're all in the same boat, and if we don't work together, so that's consumer citizen has got to get his head out of his ass, out of his shopping cart or his bubble or whatever, this, and start learning about the world, learning about nature, and then the natives have to help that process, and we need to work together, and that's how we're going to get somewhere. That's my belief, sincerely.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also, well, they have lots to teach us. We also have to bring them back out of the grasping of consumerism, because all the traditional, those ladies, they grasp those. They're like the beggars of India. If you buy something from one, oh man, and they're just grasping, lady, you want this blanket, and they follow you around, and they're in your face, and everything is to make money. They're hustling money like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we bring this, because we're like, let's call it reformed or transformed or healed, or in the process of healing citizens or modern people, whatever. But once we are in that process, open to transformation, then we're bringing this totally new light, and as soon as they see that, it's going to, and they interact with that, we're going to be able, and that we're there to help them, and to motivate and to inspire, and to inspire them with, hey, we're here to empower this worldview. We're here to empower this ways. That's what they need. It's going to work.
It will. I know it will. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So that's the brightness, is that, we're going to be involved in, starting with Peru and then into Bolivia and more places, many, many more.
Amazing. So what is the curriculum working on currently? What's our next conversation about?
Well, we're going to continue on with divine lovemaking next week, because we didn't finish that subject.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's yeah. So it's sexuality, right? Sacred sexuality.
Yeah, becoming a man or woman through the rite of sex, RITE, not RIGHT. So yeah, we didn't finish that before I left for Peru. So
Okay. So you want to do a part 2 of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So Wednesday at 7 o'clock now, I guess.
Yeah.
The time change, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time.
We're
Now
on
we're
the
at the
same time.
time,
Yeah.
finally. So we're on the same time on in the winter half.
Yeah.
The summer half, we're apart. Okay. Wow. So there's the invitation for everyone next week at 7 o'clock. The second part of Sacred, the right, RITE of sex.
Yeah.
Becoming a man and woman. Talk about relationships, and that's always very, very interesting and very, very pertinent. And I know many people that would find that very useful. This is the type of information, the kind of information that needs to be integrated. We can't leave it for later. It needs to be integrated into a holistic process. So we need to learn about permaculture and things like that, but we also need to start looking at how to do better in our relationships.
Absolutely, because everything is about isolation right now. I mean, you go on YouTube and you see AI videos made with Ellen Watts's teachings, and the headline is, "Once you're spiritually awake, you can no longer love." And that's not, it's not, whoa, no. You don't fall in love, you just disappear. No.
You actually dare to say that?
Yes. Right. It's and women are more powerful when they live alone. And I mean, it's in our faces constantly: isolation, 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 nothing about relationships. And the bottom line is, we are relationship people. We were made for relationships. We can't exist without relationships. So we have to learn how to be in relationship with not just our spouse in our house. We have to learn how to be in relationship with a community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm going to finish by saying that I'm very happy that you exist, and that we can actually, somebody in the world can actually share this understanding, because it's pretty lonely. Everybody else is kind of isolated into believing that stuff they get in the feeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Or being caught in some type of real life situation where they are kind of pushed to be like that too. Because we gotta give that leeway, a little bit of, the system is pushing. It's just pulling twisting everybody else's arm to. If you want to survive, you gotta get money. You want to survive emotionally, you better isolate yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna destroy each other because whatever.
And the spiritual gurus are falling for it too. I mean,
the gurus are only there for the money, so they better follow them. Go along with the show if they want to. That's why we don't have views. That's why we don't get. We're not famous. That's because. And I want to start saying that a lot more. That's what happened with my this friend of mine, this artist I went to see his opening exposition. This guy, he learned from the streets. He paints on the streets. He didn't go to no art school. And you see his drawings, and they're just genius stuff. They're just stuff that nobody else can do. It's really, really special stuff.
That's awesome.
And then he's with this other guy, and this other guy is like, he's like a musician, and he's like just thanking us, like, I'm thanking you. I'm so happy to know you and to be able to, that's the true gift of spirit. Yeah. And he was saying that I'm just so lucky to have met you guys, because you guys are truly geniuses. And we gotta start saying this, that's a sign of geniality and of something being aligned with spirit. Is it's not getting seen. It's not being held by the algorithms. It's not getting liked.
Yeah.
It's even being banned and even getting shadow banned and etc. That's a sign. That's a sign. So
Absolutely, it is.
Somebody here is watching this. You're very lucky that you were able to get here. It means that spirit is taking you somewhere, and you need to follow that. And you need to understand. You need to divorce that idea, because so many people still have the idea that if you're not famous, or if not even famous, but if you don't have so many likes or so many views or some degree or something to prove that you are that what you're saying is valid. If your production, if your camera, if your colors, whatever, are not good enough, then that's a sign that this is crap information. That's not it. It's the other way around. If you're seeing something that is not being massively produced, that is not focused on the marketing, it means it's focused on spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing we were talking about is like, it's all marketing. Like everything that's getting sold and getting seen, and everybody that's being heard, are the people, and those gurus you say, their real geniality is in marketing.
Yeah.
And that's all they're good at, really. Because when you look at their teachings, of course they have valuable stuff. They got to sell something. Yeah. But as you say all the time, it's shallow. It's shallow. So you got to look at here, folks. You got to look here at these kind of things, at things like Aloha I Need Out Living, to really open the doors into non-shallowness. I want to finish with that, and say thank you for existing and for being so brave, and for keeping this and keeping it with your efforts and nothing else. At least I'm very 100% conscious of the value, of the transcendental value of what you're doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
we'll see each other next week. Want to say something else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So we'll stop the live stream and see you folks next week. Please help us out with something, some type of attention or some type of share, like, or whatever. So see you next week.